Okay, welcome back to another outstanding episode of the Screen Addicts podcast. I'm Nick. With me, as always, is Anthony the Rook and TJ, who's hammered. This week, it's the 25th anniversary of classic Kevin Costner film Tin Cup. After the Ryder Cup, Tin Cup has its 25th anniversary. So here we are to discuss the classic golfing film. There aren't a lot of them, but this is right up there. You know, I want to say there's maybe like 8 golf movies. This is definitely top, if there are that many. And it stars Kevin Costner as the eponymous Tin Cup, Roy McAvoy, Renee Russo, Cheech Marin, and Don Johnson, as well as a plethora of other typecasted actors from the great state of Texas. So, boys, what do you think about Tin Cup?
I love Tin Cup. It's a great movie. It's fun. It's you have a young Phil Mickelson gambling on the course. What else is new?
Yeah. Wait, real quick, what are you laughing about? So
me?
Yeah, you started laughing really.
No, well, you probably already know. I probably would butcher the name Cheech Marin, like you said it the right way.
Cheech Marin? Yeah.
I would be like Cheech Marin.
Oh my God, your ancestors are sad, sir.
You gringo.
All right, keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I mean, I was reading. What brought my attention to is I was reading a behind the scenes article from Golf Digest about the 25th anniversary of it, and just it was like, you know what, we got to do this movie then. It's 25th anniversary this week, and it's just a classic golf movie, and there's not many great golf movies. There's not even that many golf movies to begin with, and this one's up there.
What do you think, T?
I love this movie. I mean, it is a great golf movie. It's a bit of a rom-com, no? It is, but the golfing is real. I mean, they did the sport very well. It's true to the sport. It's true to watching a golf tournament. They get the rules right. They get the play style right. I mean, that tournament setting is spot on. So while it is a comedy, it stays very true to the sport, and I always appreciate that as a sports fan. A fun fact, a lot of the movie is based on Gary McCord and things that Gary McCord did as a pro golfer. Gary McCord is in the movie. He's an announcer. He spent a lot of years of his life as an announcer for the Golf Channel. Did multiple major tournaments and stuff like that. Guy with the mustache.
No, I'm trying to figure out. So you're talking about the guy he bets $50.
Exactly, but he's gonna bank it off the porta-john.
Yeah.
But I've watched a couple interviews with Gary McCord, and he says a lot of the movie is based off things that he's experiencing, like the bet when they're in the bar and he has to hosel a wedge at the knock the bird off the perch 50 yards into the pond. Yeah. That was a real bet. He said a lot of the comedy of the movie is based on Gary McCord's life. So
did Gary McCord break all his clubs except for the 7, play an entire round? And
I'm pretty sure every golfer has broken a few clubs in their life. Maybe not all of them.
Not me.
But
I wouldn't call myself a golfer. Not me. Not once, not never. A club is like $200. Fuck out of it.
Man.
Sometimes you just got to snap a $400 driver over your knee. Show that driver who's boss. I know. I get it.
Listen, when you shank a few, it's obviously not the swing. It's the driver. I mean, come
on. Put it out of its misery.
Yeah. But all right, I love this movie. I think the movie is the perfect blend of actual portrayal of a sport and comedy. And I mean, Cheech Marin is great. You can't hate on him. And you want to talk about a caddy? Who wouldn't like Cheech Marin as a caddy?
If he's sober, I'll take him.
I'll take him hammered.
He's
take him
great.
lit. Take him high as a kite. Doesn't matter. Kevin Costner could portray anything. I mean, if they made a movie where Kevin Costner was a horse jockey, I'd watch it, and he'd probably pretty damn good at
it. Kevin Costner could be in any sports movie ever, and that's all he should be allowed to do. Because other than like him playing Superman's dad, wasn't really good at anything else.
You don't like Waterworld?
Nobody likes Waterworld.
He actually came up with Waterworld into this movie. That was the movie right before this one.
Was it?
Yeah. I was reading the article. It said he came from Waterworld. And another thing I was going to say, Nick, is you always mention this. You said Kevin Costner should always play baseball, like baseball movies. It's funny that this is the Tin Cup is a nickname from being a baseball player.
That's right. At the end, we find out why they call him Tin Cups, because he played catcher.
Yeah.
His pitcher had a major league curveball, and it didn't always go for strikes. And they thought Tin Cup sounded better than what was the other Clang?
Clang, yeah, Clank or something like that, yeah.
But I mean, to Kevin Costner's credit, he wasn't a golfer going into this movie. He played a few times. He said like his father-in-law or something like that. But obviously took it very seriously, and he went out with Gary McCord a few times golfing. And like any movie, there, if you're doing stunts or anything like that, I guess a stunt when you're taking an actor and trying to get him to get a perfect golf swing and make it look realistic. He took up the sport pretty quickly, and they said by the time they were done shooting, he was down to like a 7 or an 8 handicap.
Oh yeah, no shit. If I played golf every single day for 4 months, I'd be fucking great at golf too.
I bet you any amount of money you would not.
I don't give a fuck enough. I'll tell you this right now. I look the part, all right? I could star in a movie about golf. I just wouldn't do my own stunts. That's all. I said it this week when we played to Rich. We played last week, and I was like, I could be in a golf.
You could not portray a real golf swing. Sorry to say, I played with you a million times.
If I had to do it every day I played golf like 5 times. If I had to play every day for fucking 6 months, I'd be on the PGA Tour by next.
I don't see it, bro.
All right, it's fine. I don't play enough. You guys go out on every fucking week. You guys go out. I got a fucking lawyer and a city employee. You both get out of work by noon. All right.
That's not true at all.
Not for
That's
me.
right. TJ gets out by 10 a.m.
That's not true. I took tomorrow off to go golf.
Union employees are the fastest men alive. They go to work at 9. They work 12 hours. They get home by 11:30.
You got the wrong union employee, buddy.
Let's jump into this movie. So obviously, the beginning, we're quickly introduced to characters: Kevin Costner, Tin Cup. Caddy's name, I know we keep calling him Cheech Marin, the actual actor's name, but what's his name?
Romeo.
Romeo. We're introduced to Romeo, and then all the I guess locals or regulars at the driving range. They went and then Renee Russo walks in during the exact time when he's given that the riddle about the riddle. Doctor. And
I think we've all heard that riddle before.
Yeah, we all know the answer, but then it's funny that she walks in and he's like, I was expecting Dr. Palmer. What's her last name?
Her last name is Griswold.
What is it?
Griswold.
And then he's
Molly
like,
Griswold. Her character's name is Molly Griswold.
Oh yes. So he's like, I was expecting Dr. Griswold, and she's like, I am Dr. Griswold. So it's like just a great moment right there immediately. And then Renee Russo is looking good in this movie. I know it's 25 years ago. You don't like Renee Russo? How can you not like Renee Russo?
She's not, by no stretch of the imagination is she not attractive. She's an attractive woman. Just
this doesn't do it for him. That's all.
Oh, it is Molly Griswold. I don't know why I wasn't.
I don't understand why you just doubted. I literally watched the movie 3 hours.
I feel like Renee Russo is always looked like the same 40-something-year-old, housewife look to her, no matter how old she is. Like she just has that.
She's Thor's.
I know what her first movie was, right?
What?
Major League.
Major League was her first movie.
Oh yeah, she's in that too.
How old was she in that movie? Because she looked 40.
Wow, that's hurtful.
I'm not trying to be hurtful. She just always had that adult.
Probably a little older because you got to imagine.
Look,
if in Major League she's supposed to be Jake's girlfriend, and Jake's an aged baseball player. So she's supposed to be she's got to be in her mid-30s in Major League.
Let's see when she was born. Born 1954. She's my dad.
She's 30 in 1994. No, I'm sorry. She's 40 in 1994.
Yeah.
She looks great. She's 40. She's like 43 in that movie.
I'm not saying she doesn't, but I like Brooke started off with, she's looking real good. Like I haven't seen a face on him like that since Night Nurse from Jersey. I mean, he's got a tone. Renee Russo.
Christy Swanson during the program. That's what.
Fair enough.
That's what I was.
Christy Swanson and Big Daddy.
That's Night Nurse Jersey.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. She doesn't do it for you, TJ. But I'm just saying. I think compared to Renee Russo now, 25 years ago, obviously she looks better. So I'm just saying she looks good in this.
That makes her 60 something. She looks great for 60 something.
Yeah.
The fuck are we talking about, guys?
This is crazy, TJ. You're trying to make me sound like a crazy man for thinking Renee Russo is attractive.
I don't know, man. You find a sexual connotation in every movie we watch.
That's what we call a running joke. TJ.
What's gonna happen when we do a movie with a sports movie with like an all male cast? Who are you gonna find attractive?
Like Glengarry Glen Ross?
I'll find something.
All right, but I do want to touch on furthering what I said about this movie being a true golf movie. I mean, the list of PGA pros in this movie is like never ending. So actually, other than the announcers, you got Pete Jacobson, Jim Nance, Ken Venturi, Ben Wright,
Stadler,
yes,
Phil Mickelson,
Jimmy Roberts, and then let's just run down the list of PGA pros. Obviously, right off the bat, Phil Mickelson, a young Phil Mickelson,
very young Phil Mickelson.
Yes, Freddie Couples, Jerry Pate, Lee Jansen, Billy Mayfair, Steve Elkington, John Cook, Andrew McGee, David Ogren, John Mahaffrey, Jeff Magaret, D.A. Wybring, Blaine McAllister, Tom Pertzel, Bruce Ledditz, Tommy Armour III, Gregory Buff White, Mike Stanley, Jim McLean, Howard Twitty, Amy Alcott. I mean, how many golfers can you fit into one movie as just background noise?
So I have actually a fun fact about this that I read in the article was that McCord, got all these PGA Tour cameos from Stadler to Phil Mickelson, but the film budget couldn't cover the appearance fee.
Right.
So McCord would do is he'd bring Costner and Don Johnson out to dinner with the pros, the PGA Tour pros, and then they would convince them.
No, the wives. He would I think he would bring them all out, but he would talk to the wives.
I read it wrong. You're right. They would talk to
Costner and
and then they would agree, and they would agree to do it for less money.
Oh yeah, they honeypotted the wives.
Yeah.
No, they honey dicked the wife.
Honey dick, right?
They honey dicked the wife. Honey pot would be if the wife went in and if they would have sent Renee Russo in to talk to the pros, that's honey pot.
Yeah.
They honey dicked the wife with fucking Crockett from Miami Vice and fucking Kevin Costner and Crash fucking Davis. That's a hell of a honey dick right there. I'll tell you what. I look just looking in TJ's eyes. I feel like that could have honey dicked him. Like
Kevin Costner's a handsome man.
He is.
How old is Kevin Costner now?
77 or something like that. 97, 95.
Is he in the 70s?
I don't know. He's fucking old. I know that much.
Jesus, I look like shit.
Not with that haircut, you don't. But
I wish I looked like Kevin Costner now.
Going back to the crew of the cavalcade of miscreants that our good friend Roy McAvoy hangs out with. One of them is actually his name is one sec. His name is Dennis Berkeley. Now he's a character actor that appears in a lot of movies that we see. And he always plays like a redneck hillbilly. All right. And sadly, he just passed away recently. But just a small list of movies where he plays a redneck hick. All right. He's in Suburban Commando as Deke, who plays one of like the bikers that's gonna fight Hulk Hogan. He's in Son-in-Law as I can't remember the character's name, but he works on the farm.
Yes.
And he gets fired in the end. Spoiler alert, he gets fired in the he's on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where he plays Hatfield McCoy in the story about Will getting put in the witness protection program. He did a voice on King of the Hill for a lot of years. He played Principal Moss, which I love Principal Moss's character on King of the Hill. You know, Hank walks in and he's like, you know, a child with a tool, and you know what a child with a tool in each hand doesn't have hands to do? Drugs. And he goes, Hank, they'll just put the tools down if they want to do drugs. And I thought that was great. He was on 96 episodes of My Name is Earl. I'm sorry, I take it back. He was on 3 episodes of My Name as a junkyard owner, Roy Wade, and an impound owner. Played 3 characters on one TV show. All right, that's how much of a redneck hick this guy was. He's on Reba, which if you're from the South, you should automatically be on Reba. But this guy, you know, you see him in a lot of things, and he always plays a redneck hillbilly. And in this movie, one more time for the kids, he's playing a redneck hillbilly. Also, another guy that's in this that's a pretty common face amongst redneck hillbilly movies is a guy whose name is Richard Linebeck.
Yes,
and he plays Lance Harbor's dad in Varsity Blues. And
he was just in the movie we just reviewed.
Yes.
Ready to Rumble. He
plays Gordy's dad in Ready to Rumble. He always plays, like, again, these are typecasted extras. They always play redneck hillbillies, more than likely because they grew up as red. So it's always nice to see a familiar face when you see him out there. This guy, this other actor, his name is Rex Lynn. If I remember right, he's in Rush Hour. He plays one of the federal agents. He plays Agent Whitney in Rush Hour.
Yes, he is.
I remember seeing his face and going, hey, I know that guy. So
cliffhanger too.
Wow. But it's always good to see that's Roy McAvoy's crew, probably plus or minus 1 or 2 or 3 guys. But that scene where that opening scene, he takes him out back. And I gotta say, Kevin Costner delivers the most poetic soliloquy you will ever hear in any sports, from his definition of the perfect swing, which is just, my God, the longest fucking monologue. How do you remember shit like that? I don't know. But I had flashbacks to Crash Davis talking about, what do you believe? You know, high fiber, high fastballs. I believe that the designated hitter should be outlawed. I believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, you know, shit like that. And he goes through that. And I swear, Kevin Costner, whenever he's in these sports movies and has these monologues, it's the most passionate shit you'll ever hear. And I want David goddamn Putney, because I feel like that kind of shit, you know what I mean? So I really love that little thing. And my favorite part of that whole monologue is the end where he says, she asks, what do you mean undone script? And he goes, my swing, I finish out in front. I don't complete the swing all the way. Some people say, why do you do that? Well, some people say it's because it's the easiest way to go against that West Texas breeze. Others say it's because I never finished anything in my life. I thought that was great. I really did. I thought that was great. And then, of course, her showing up with all the golf gear, you know, the fucking pendulum in the front of her head and like the arm brace. And that's what you guys are going to see me wearing next time we hit the golf.
Yeah. I love that. I think
she's got the watch. Which, ironically enough, she was ahead of her time because everybody has a golf.
Yes, they do. And so moving on from there, obviously, we eventually meet David Sims, who is Tin Cup's college buddy. They played golf together.
At
So
what school?
It was at University of Houston.
University of Houston.
Cougars. So fun thing about David Sims is that his role before on to Don Johnson, they looked at Pierce Brosnan, they looked at Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin was going to do it, but Kim Basinger was having pregnancy difficulties, so he bowed out of the movie role, and they thought about either Tom Selleck or Don Johnson, and they went with Don Johnson after I think meeting him for dinner or something like that. I believe the rest is history, as they say. So. It's crazy to think about. Like, I always love looking at the different roles and seeing, like, imagine this actor in that role, like Alec Baldwin. Like, I don't know if he'd be. I mean, I think Alec Baldwin could probably be a douche like David Sims was.
Alex Baldwin is a general.
I don't know if Tom Selleck could have pulled off.
I think Tom Selleck's too much of a nice guy to be a.
Would have been too nice.
I could never dislike Tom.
Yeah,
Selleck.
but I think Tom Selleck could have pulled it off as smug,
like kind of like how he is in Mr. Baseball.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like full of himself, smug.
I could see that, but I still wouldn't dislike the character. Then again, I didn't really dislike Don Johnson.
No, absolutely. Don Johnson.
He's a dick, and I was like, but I didn't really dislike.
But that's the point of the character. The point of the character is that he's a charming tour pro, very professional on TV, and he's mean to old people, children, and dogs.
I love that scene when he does all three in front of Renee Russo. It's great.
When he's walking off after he loses, like, what an ugly dog.
Yeah, your dog's like, you won't sign it. Great.
I thought it was funny because up to that point, I think we all think that they're all lying. They're just saying bad things about him.
Not really, because when he fires Cup, when he's
yeah, but I didn't see. I just figured the actual he's mean to old people, children, and dogs. I just figured that was like a throw out, kind of like, see, he's a bad man. Like, here's reasons. And they just came up with three random reasons that, how could you be mean to old people, children, and dogs? I think the three people, there are groups of people that are protected. You can't be mean to any of them. And then his friends say the same thing.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he says old people and children. And then his friends go, well, he's mean to old people, children, and dogs. He goes, yeah, and dogs. And I was like, okay, they're all in on it. And then in the, toward the end, he is mean, and they were telling the truth the whole time. But I really didn't believe it up to that point.
So that elderly couple and the grandchild is actually Kevin Costner's parents and his son.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. With who?
What do you mean?
Oh, with the woman that he cheated on her with Halle Berry?
No, I don't know. I don't know which kid, but it says it's Joe Costner has played this little boy, the grandchild.
Yeah, I'm saying it's Kevin Costner's kid that he had with his ex-wife that he cheated on his wife with Halle Berry.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that happened.
At least that's the rumor. That's the rumor in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hollywood. Of course, that sounds true. But yeah, I mean, also I like that the scene where they're all just gambling, like picking out whether or not he can hit that shot after he tells David Sims to do it, and David Sims lays up.
Yeah.
And I just love it's Phil Mickelson getting in the middle. Because guys are gambling on this, it's just classic Phil. Classic Phil.
Is it classic Phil?
Yeah, he does. He gambles on everything. When they did the match thing, the first time they did the match, Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson, that was like the whole thing they would do in side bet when they're on the mic, and they would. Obviously, the money would go to charity, but they were like doing ridiculous bets. I think they had to do like 2 or 3 throughout the round, and then every now and then he'd be like, "Let's double it. Let's double it."
Did you ever? You hear the Jake Owen? Jake Owen, the country music singer.
Yeah, I love that.
Jake Owen story with Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, I love that story.
So, Nick, have you heard that story?
I have not heard that story. Please tell me about it.
All right, so it's right after the match. And, the match was the first one with Tiger Woods was pretty boring. It was like a lot of pars, and it was nothing exciting. Nobody went for anything crazy.
They ran out of light. They had to do that makeshift hole on 19th hole.
Right.
So
terrible. They're at Jake Owens at, I want to say, not Justin Thomas.
It's a great story.
Somebody else's wedding. Sorry. It's not the important part, but they're at one of the golf pros' wedding. And Jake Owens, he's like, I'm hammered. He goes, I had too much to drink. He goes, and I see Phil Mickelson, so I walk up to him, and I walk up and I'm like, hey, Phil, I want my fucking $39.95 back for that shit show you fucking pulled the other day. He goes, what a waste of time. And he said Phil Mickelson pulled out a sleeve of a stack of hundreds, peeled off 100, handed to him, and went, I made 100,000 of these the other day. Take that and go fuck yourself, and walked away.
That's so amazing.
So
golf clap for Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Jake Owen, they're enjoying the wedding and stuff like that. And he's like, we're all pretty drunk. So they had, the hotel down the road that we rented out, everybody's, staying at, and they had bus service to it. He goes, we walk out of there, and my wife's carrying me out of there. He goes, and we go to wait online for the bus to take us back to the hotel. And who the fuck is standing there waiting but Phil Mickelson and his wife? The guy won't even look at me. He goes, and my wife's telling me like, oh, you so blah, 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 blah. He goes, cut to about 4 weeks later. We're playing in a pro-am, and I got paired with Phil Mickelson because I woke up to the first tee, and I'm like, oh, Phil, I really need to apologize. I had a little too much to drink. And he goes, are you kidding me? That was the funniest fucking thing ever. I was telling everybody about that. You're the fucking man. And gave him a big pound.
I'm glad Phil Mickelson's a good guy.
Phil Mickelson has to be the coolest person ever to hang out with.
Yeah, he got to be fun. I used to
just his Twitter responses to people, and like when people talk shit to him, he'll talk shit back to them.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's great. He had the other thing with the one golfer didn't tip their caddy enough, and he just talked shit about it for like weeks.
Yeah. Who was that? That was
I can't remember who it was.
Matt Kuchar.
Yes, it might have been. Yeah, it was Kuchar.
Kuchar won, and he only gave the guy. He told the guy, "I'll give you $10,000, to caddy." Which I understand both sides of the thing. Kuchar tells the guy, "Listen, if you caddy for me, I'll give you 10 grand." And obviously, his caddy couldn't make it. I think his caddy's wife pregnant, or he was hurt, or something like that. And he couldn't make it. And when he won, obviously he was going to give money to his caddy because, you take care of your caddy. And everybody got on him saying like, yo, you're supposed to give him 10% of what you fucking won. Take them out of 100 grand.
Yeah.
Which is true. But at the same time, if you tell somebody, listen, I'll give you $10,000 to caddy, there's no expectation of him winning. You say yes. And then when he wins, you can't really throw shade at him.
It's a contract, but it's funny to
throw. Look, I'll tell you, the caddy can't throw shade, but the rest of us can. Fuck that.
Of course.
Yeah.
They definitely tarnished Matt Kuchar's fucking persona as like the nicest guy on tour. And, when he hits a bad shot, he goes like, oh, gosh darn it.
Apparently not. Damn it, TJ. So moving forward in the movie, iconic parts of the movie. I love the scene where they start betting about, him breaking all his clubs because he doesn't want to hit with a 2-iron. He wants to let the big dog eat, so to speak. And Romeo breaks his, what's he want to use? He wants to use his driver, and Romeo breaks his driver, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, fine, give me the 2. And he snaps the 2 and he goes all the way down. But I think right before that, he has the bet with the guy about he's trying to get his clubs out of hock.
Right.
And he gets a whole bunch of gardening tool and challenges the guy to a match. Now, here's the part that I saw that I was like, wow, that's a little weird. He grabs the Louisville Slugger. He takes the Louisville Slugger. He goes, all right, pass me the Louisville Slugger. Now, to my knowledge, Kevin Costner is right-handed, right? Crash Davis batted right-handed, right? Or am I crazy?
He was right-handed.
He's right-handed.
Oh,
right? I'm not crazy, right?
No, he's left-handed.
No, in the whole movie, he's playing golf right-handed.
Yes. Yeah, the movie. Yeah.
In the whole movie, he's playing golf right-handed.
Right.
He takes a hack with that Louisville Slugger, and it's a lefty hack. He tosses that ball up, and he takes a lefty hack. Then he takes the shovel, tosses the ball up, and takes a righty hack. Am I crazy, or is Kevin Costner fucking ambidextrous? He can switch hit.
Could be.
Is that like? Am I crazy? Because I'm like 90% positive I've seen the man bat both ways. Title of your sex tape.
You just switched hitter.
So that was an impressive part to me. Now here's my question for you guys. You play more golf than I do. The part at the end of that where he gets on all fours and does the pull shot putt. Can you actually do that?
No.
That's no. Why can't I do that?
Because you can't.
That's
pool and not golf.
No. I'm talking about in the rule book. I can't do that.
No.
Why not?
Let me get you the rule.
Yeah, I want to see the fucking rule. Get me the rule. That's bullshit.
Well, while TJ looks up the rule, let's move on so we don't waste some time here. So yeah, obviously then his next goal is to win over Renee Russo. He realizes that he's in love with her. She's dating David Sims, and then he decides he's gonna win the U.S. Open to win her over. So he's got to go through these, which is what leads to the scene where he breaks all the irons and the clubs and everything because they're supposed to he's supposed to qualify in the the regionals and then move up and then get into the U.S. Open. That scene's just great. Breaking up the clubs and him winning the tournament with a 7-iron, and then he I think it's the same one. Where
it's the same tourney at the end. He has a challenge from David Sims.
Yeah,
who can drive the ball further with a 7?
They pick a club. He picks the 7, obviously, because he broke all those. And then that's when David Sims does that. Kind of out hustles, Tin Cup, who's usually the hustler.
Yeah,
and he turns over and he faces it towards the highway and just sends it, and then obviously he wins the car from Tin Cup, which is I think that's a great scene too, just because like the hustler got out hustled,
there was a show called Playmakers on ESPN, but it's very similar. A very similar scenario where the starting quarterback's a young hotshot stud, 26, 27 years old, and he got constant beef with his offensive coordinator because of his offensive coordinator is smart guy, but he never had actual talent to play football, which a lot of coaches are in that road where you know, they've been coaching since they're 20 because they couldn't make their college football, which is why you'll see a lot of coaches are like unathletic looking guys in their mid 30s to early 40s. And people wonder why like the guys that played in the NFL aren't coaches, you know, head coaches the next day. Well, it's because the guy that is the head coach has been coaching for 20 years. While you played, he coached. So the 26-year-old hotshot quarterback got a rough arm, but he can throw it 60 yards still. And he goes, and the coach goes, I bet you $100 that I can throw the ball further, that I can get it further than you can. The guy goes, yeah, right, whatever. Grabs the ball, chucks it 60 yards to the end zone. The coach grabs the ball, looks around, sees one of the carts that carries the players away with some bags in the back, throws it into the cart. The cart drives off the field, and he goes, and that's the difference. You owe me $100. Have a good day. And I was like, damn, was that a tin cup like reference?
That was definitely a tin cup.
Right? Brilliant.
So the rule is rule 10.1A.
Golf has 10 rules? That's crazy.
Golf has a lot more than 10 rules, buddy.
They have a lot of
we know 2 of them.
Making a billiard type stroke is not a permissible action. You will incur a 3-stroke penalty in stroke play and loss of a hole in match play.
Wait, it actually says you can't do a billiard type.
Yeah, rule 10.1A.
That's actually kind of funny. They put it in the.
Listen, they're going to cover everything.
That's funny.
What's the joke from Family Guy? That's rule number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I won't say it on the show, but we know what rule number 1 and 2 is.
So I love this movie because the whole premise, Ron Shelton, the writer, and I think his other buddy, who was the other, I can't think of the producer, they were golf buddies. And they basically said they wanted to make a movie about a guy who doesn't want to lay up. It's like, and that's the whole point of the Tin Cup. That whole, throughout the U.S. Open, every round, they kept telling him, lay up, you know, take the hole. And then he always had to go for it, always put it in the water. And then he shoots that, obviously he's jumping ahead to the end of the movie, but he shoots the 12 in the final hole to ruin a shot at winning the U.S. Open. And they're like, this is memorable. They're always going to remember you getting a 12 on 18. It was 18 or 17? 18. And he obviously gets that shot and he hits it in from out there. But I love the no layups for basketball type of
right. But the whole with the no layups is, and that's definitely a part of golf, is you could be one of the best golfers in the world, place the ball wherever you want, but if you don't have a strategy and attack the course, trying to win and playing to your strengths, you're going to lose. And if you take away all the shots that he lost, he wins the U.S. Open by a shit ton. He lost 3 strokes leading up to the final day, so he wouldn't be tied. He'd be up by 3, and then he could have chipped it on and tied anyway at the end. So obviously the movie wouldn't have been as good as if he's just trying to win the U.S. Open laying up.
He lays up.
But again, staying true to golf, I mean, it shows you the decision that a lot of people have. You know, do I go for it or do I pitch out and lay up? And it's hard, especially when we're playing. We want to goof around and go for it and do stupid shit. We know we can't make it, and we pay the price, and that's why we suck.
I try to go for it.
Horrible.
I got to say, I didn't like the end.
You didn't like that he lost?
I didn't like that he lost. I mean, I didn't like the way that he lost that way, which was really stupid.
Right, but again, it's him being true to himself, his pride.
Yeah, I got it. It was fucking dumb. All right. Like, he just lost millions of dollars because he's like, I can make this fucking. You could wait until the fucking match is over, put the ball back, and then do it later. Oh, yeah, dude. Everybody will remember that. Yo, they'll remember you fucking losing like an idiot. Okay. You moron.
The best is
you live in a fucking trailer. 10. You could have used the million.
He dropped out of first and went all the way back to probably like 7th or 8th.
Yeah, they said he finished top 10 and he got to come back.
Right. I think he lost like 7-8 strokes on that.
Yeah.
He lost 8 strokes because he finished at a 12. No, he lost 7 because he would have finished at a par 5.
Yeah, plus 7. Yeah.
Yeah, he went plus 7 on that fucking hole, and he lost millions in the process. He lives in a trailer, in the middle of fucking West Texas. Okay, listen, I've been to West Texas.
Stop running them down. Stop running my people down. Okay, they're Waffle House people, and I respect.
You know who I didn't like?
Waffle House is like Walmart, but with food.
Waffle House is great. You watch your mouth.
You know who I didn't like this movie? The stripper ex-girlfriend. I thought she was so annoying.
Doreen?
Ex-wife.
Oh, is ex-wife?
Yeah,
I thought it was his ex-girlfriend.
I thought it was ex-girlfriend too.
I think it's his ex-girlfriend.
It's his ex-wife. Why would he owe her anything?
Because she lent him money.
No,
he placed a bet on the horse and lost.
Yeah, she lent him money.
Pretty sure it's his ex-wife.
He doesn't owe her alimony. He owes her money that she lent him.
Yeah, because he bet on the horse and he lost.
Yeah,
pretty sure it's his ex-wife.
This is why I told you guys to watch the movie again.
I watched it. I'm with you on this one. TJ didn't watch it again.
Listen, kiss my ass. I've watched that movie longer than you've been alive. How about that?
I don't know if that's possible.
I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it more times than years of your life.
You've seen it 35 times?
Yeah,
probably. Every time that shit's on, I watch.
You should get every hobby.
That movie. Listen. Tin Cup is on, I watch it. Major League is on, I watch it. Okay, Top Gun is on, I watch it. Die Hard is on, I watch it every fucking time. And Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Kiss my ass.
Die Hard 2 is
Biodome too, right?
I love Biodome, but that's not in my. If it's on, I have to watch.
When I was a kid, I used to watch Biodome all the time.
We could tell.
I loved it. I fucking loved Biodome.
Fly, Mary Poppins, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Free mahi mahi. If you will.
Mahi, if you will.
So speaking about the writer Ron Shelton when he made this movie, but he also actually wrote Bull Durham, White Man Can't Jump. He wrote Blue Chip, Great White Hype, Tin Cup. I'm not going through every single one of those, but a lot of he did the screenplay for Bad Boys too.
He did a lot of sports movies.
Yeah, he did a lot of sports. He used to be a minor league baseball.
Just a funny little connection there. Doreen and Renee Russo, they were both in Get Shorty. Doreen plays Leo's wife that is a widow when Leo dies, and Renee Russo stars in as John Travolta's love interest in Get Shorty. So there's a little funny little connection there. And sometimes you'll see like the same actors and actresses in the same movies over and over again, either because their friends are the director or producer. So Kevin Smith will hire his friends to be in all the movies. So Ben Affleck's in a shit ton of his movies, and so is Matt Damon, and obviously Jason Mewes,
Adam Sandler,
everybody fucking else. Adam Sandler puts all his homeboys in his movies. But also there is also scenarios where certain actors belong to the same agent, so they'll hire 6 actors out of the same agency just because it's cheaper to contract. So you're going to get 6 actors no matter what. And that might have been the case in this movie, where a couple of those not necessarily extras but tertiary characters were actually actors from the same agency, and that's why they appear in other movies with the main character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is there any other scenes you guys want to talk about besides this before we wrap things up and try to get our reviews?
I did like the scene where she busts in on him and he's got all her gear on.
Oh yeah, he got the shanks. How we missed that?
Where he gets the shanks. I've had the shanks ever since I picked up a fucking golf club.
I love that when he does it once and then Romeo's like, it happens, do it again. And then it happens again. He's like, did you just see that? He's like, yeah, I saw it, do it again. And he's like, oh no, the shank's like a bad virus.
He goes, I thought you said it was a woman. Those are a bad virus too.
So
what I did.
Stop hitting Hazelrock is up Lee Jansen's ass.
What I didn't like about that, I loved it. I love the Shanks thing because I think every athlete has come across that at some point where something bad happens, you get the quicksand shit. I know I've definitely had that happen sliding when I hurt my knee. And T, I think you and I have talked about this ever since I dislocated my kneecap, probably like the 3rd time or 4th time. If you ever see me take a baseball swing and get out of the box, I'm the slowest human being out of the box because I'm afraid that I'm going to pivot while I'm planting my foot and dislocate my kneecap. So I don't do it. And you'll see me take a full swing and it's almost like I stop, right myself, and then start running. And somebody said, I played a softball game a few weeks ago and somebody said, why are you so slow getting out the box? And I'm like, because I'm not dislocating my kneecap again playing fucking softball.
The fact that you were on a softball field, shameful.
I got begged, bro. Begged. They were going to forfeit without me. And it was the championship.
You would have done them a favor.
Did you win?
Yeah, we won.
Nice. Nick won a championship. Congratulations.
Actually, no, it was the semi. And then I went to Vegas the next day.
Nick did
so I did win.
All right, so let's go around the he still wants to go to Vegas. So let's go around the horn here. TJ, why don't you get started? What's your rating out of 5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, it's a definite 5. I love Tin Cup.
Praise from Caesar.
I love Tin Cup.
It is. I'll go next, I guess. I'm going to give it a 4. It's up there. It's a very good movie. It's funny. Great love story. Renee Russo's looking good. No, but it's great writing. The whole story, the beginning to end, the whole don't want to lay up.
It checks all the boxes for a sports comedy.
Yeah, the macho man, big ego guy. Let the big dog eat. I love it. The mentality. Nick?
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give it a 4 because after all, it is a golf. I can't give it right. There's a reason there aren't that many golf movies. It's because it's not really an exciting in general. I love Kevin Costner in anything sports related. There's not a sports movie that exists with Kevin Costner in it that is not a good sport. All right. Every movie he's ever done that involved some form of ball, whether it be a baseball, a football, a golf ball, has been top notch. All right.
Even Draft.
Say again?
Draft Day is amazing.
Draft Day is an amazing movie. All right. David fucking Putney. And I made that reference on Twitter the other day and somebody got it and actually posted a picture of David Putney, who's not a real person. I don't know where they got that picture from, but whatever.
Yeah. And then we did Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams, which was my 5-star rating. So.
For Love of the Game, Bull Durham.
We're probably gonna do a lot of Kevin Costner movies too.
Kevin Costner's fucking incredible. So I give it a, it's a rom-com. I do like rom-coms. It's something that you can watch with the girlfriend or the wife. She enjoys it too because it's a little bit of romantic, shit that she wishes. And it's funny for you because you like the game and you like the sport and it's funny or whatever it is. So I give it 4 stars. It's an enjoyable movie and a good cat.
Yep.
But I think that covers it for our review of Tin Cup on its 25th anniversary week. It came out, I believe, Monday, 25 years ago.
Yep.
Again, starring Renee Russo, Kevin Costner, Cheech Marin, and Don Johnson, and a freaking cavalcade of PGA Tour representatives. From all of us here at the Screen Addicts podcast, thanks for being.
Stay rock.